Hey y'all. So as of December 26th, which is the day after Christmas, I am going to be 6 months on T. So I'm going to go ahead and make my 6 months video today and just go through the whole head to toe changes. I've mentioned a lot of these in my other videos, but I just want to talk about everything that's been going on. So, alright, in the past 6 months, my head hair, I believe, is a little bit thinner. I've always had very thick hair, but it seems a little bit thinner. My hairline is a little bit more masculine. My eyebrows are kind of getting thicker and creeping together, but they still look awesome. I have a creepy little mustache, which you really can't see unless you're right up on my face. It's mostly blonde, but there's some dark hairs in there too, and they're getting longer slowly. Trying to grow it out. But I should probably shave because that helps with my acne, and I do have a lot of acne on my mostly on my chin and neck. You can't really see it in this video, but it's there, trust me. My jaw is more defined, and my face is a lot less round and a lot more this shaped. My voice, this is my voice, 6 months on T, a lot deeper. I have broader shoulders, for sure. My shoulder muscles have gotten, stronger. All my muscles have gotten stronger. Like, I feel the muscles in my forearms, I feel the muscles in my thighs and calves and biceps and all that. Like, all my muscles have gotten stronger, which is very neat. My chest has gotten smaller. I would say it's about half the size it used to be. I can usually get away without binding unless I'm wearing a tightish shirt. I don't really like to not bind, but I can get away with it. I'm not binding right now, and it looks completely fine. I've grown a lot of arm hair. I used to be made fun of for not having any arm hair when people thought I was a girl. Go figure. But now there's a nice layer of dark arm hair. And oh, my hands are veinier and more masculine looking, which is cool. My happy trail, I used to have about 3 hairs around, or like under my belly button, but now it's like a proper happy trail. It's looks good, I think. My hips, and this is huge, my hips have gone from curvy to pretty much straight up and down. I mean, they definitely still stick out a little bit because my pelvis, but there's no fat on my hips anymore, which is really, really nice because I was always really dysphoric about my wide hips. I did not like my body shape, and now with the broader shoulders and the smaller hips, it looks so much more masculine, which has definitely eased my dysphoria in that regard a ton. My junk has changed. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot, but suffice to say, it has changed. My thighs used to be completely hairless, but actually that was the very first change I noticed. About, I would say 3 days after my first shot, I noticed that there were these little tiny hairs on my thighs. And I was like, I don't think those were there before, and now I've just got Sasquatch thighs, and my calf hair is a lot thicker, so my legs are just super hairy, and them being hairy and a lot more muscular now, I really like my legs. I never really had an opinion on my legs one way or another before I started T, but now I love my legs. I think they're great. That's pretty much it for physical changes. But there have also been a lot of non-physical changes, I cry a lot less. I used to be a crier pre-T, I cried all the time, and so I'm actually really glad that I don't cry as much. I know a lot of guys wish they could cry more, but not me. I appreciate the fact that I don't cry as much because I really disliked how much I cried. But I process my emotions differently because I don't have the, external outlet of crying as much, so I have to process my emotions differently, and I can't quite figure out how to articulate what that means, but I have noticed that my emotions are a little bit different, and I handle them in different ways. My on my little list of things to talk about here, I have just written sex drive roller coaster, because that's what it has been like. When I first started T, my sex drive was just through the roof, and then it calmed down after, I don't know, a couple months maybe. It really calmed down, and that also might have been because, I had school to distract me. I don't know. It calmed down a lot, and I was like, okay, well, that was fine. I just had that burst of increased libido, and now I'm good. But that's not how it works. It'll be like I'll have a couple weeks where I've got a really low sex drive, or at least, pre-T level sex drive. And then I'll have a couple weeks where it's just all I can think about. So it really fluctuates. Right now it's in a lower period, thank God, especially since I'm going home soon. My dysphoria has changed a lot. It's definitely decreased, but I will reiterate what every other trans guy on T says. T is not a magic drug. T does not immediately, cure your dysphoria. Artichoke's looking suspicious. T doesn't cure your dysphoria, but like I said, the two things I was the most dysphoric about before I started T were my voice and my hips. And now that my voice and my hips have changed, I've got a lot less dysphoria about that, obviously. But I still do get dysphoric, and I still have my days where I feel, like I'll never, like I'll never be seen as just a regular guy. I have my days where I think that testosterone has done nothing yet, which obviously isn't true. When I stop and reflect, I know that testosterone has done a lot. But I still have my my periods of dysphoria, but I will say that they're a lot less all-consuming. Like, my dysphoria used to be just constant, and it would really, bring me down. It could bring me down for, an entire day or longer. When I'm dysphoric, it doesn't last as long as it used to, which is very nice. And I'm able to manage it a lot more easily, which is also very nice. But it also may have something to do with something else I want to talk about. This isn't anything I've talked about on online or really anywhere except for with some close friends and family. But earlier this semester, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. And so I've been on some medication for that. And it has decreased my anxiety a ton. I still have it, but it's just gone down a whole lot. And because a lot of my anxiety came from my dysphoria, I'm not sure how much of it is the testosterone, how much of it is my other medicine. But yeah, I don't worry as much about how I'm perceived now, and I'm a lot more confident when talking to strangers. I'm gendered correctly a whole lot more. I'm still misgendered occasionally, but I'm able to now be oh, that's artichoke. Now, when I'm misgendered, I'm able to be oh, that's just that person looking at me wrong. I'm obviously masculine looking, whatever. So yeah, my confidence has gone up a ton, and I don't know if that's because of testosterone, because of my other medication, because of them both combined, but overall in the past 6 months, I've just become a much more confident... Stop, artichoke, Jesus. I've become a much more confident person in general, and it's very nice. And I just feel more comfortable in my own skin. I know that's a cliche, but it's really true. Just walking around, I feel a lot more comfortable with myself. So, it's pretty nice. As for your Christmas-themed joke, what do you call an obnoxious reindeer? Rude, Ulf. Alright, well, happy holidays to everybody, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. I hope you have a really nice break from school if you're in school, or, get to see your family, etc., and have a good time with your family, and just have a nice, relaxing end of the year. And I will be back in at the end of January to tell you about my 7-month changes. Alright, bye guys.